Yo, 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 yo. What is up, everybody? We are back with another episode of NRO Podcast. Hold on, my mic is kind of hot. And you might notice I might sound a little stuffy. I'm coming down with a cold slash allergies. So bear with me. I'm sorry. I'm trying to take medicine to clear it up. It's not working. Apparently, it's not working. But besides me and my sick ass, we got my brother Cold Blood in the house. Cold Blood, how you doing today, man?
Amazing.
Amazing. You ready to make the switch?
Can't wait to can't wait to switch to Xbox finally. After so many fuck ups by PlayStation, now they dare to have games that run worse on the Pro than on the standard. They dare. I'm done.
Yeah,
At least on the Xbox side, I know exactly what I get with the Series X.
Yep.
A better experience than the Series S.
Oh God, bro. I mean, yeah, we're going to lead off with that before we get into our main topics. But as you guys are coming in, hit that like button, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. As you guys can see, we did bring the bars back. I am going to update the member count and stuff like that at the bottom too. But we brought the bars back. So we do have the weekly goal and we do have the bi-weekly goal. Those are back. Now I had to ghetto rig them because it doesn't work like how it used to. Like before, I could actually say, all right, here's how many members that we have and put the goal up there. But now I got to subtract it because BotRix, the new platform that we're going to be using for most of the stuff, doesn't let you do that. So, so really I've subtracted the members that we got this week, from other gifted people, not what I gifted yesterday, but from other gifted people. And really whoever renewed too. We're counting renewals too. So now all we need this week is 6 members to reach the weekly goal. And I'll be playing, we'll be doing Foamy Friday again next week if we reach that. And the bi-weekly goal is the $10 giveaway. And don't forget, these things level up. So if we reach a particular goal at level 1, we can level up to, I think, up to 4, and that'll create stretch goals. We still have our monthly goal of 50. We're at 20 right now. So, let's not forget about that one either, because that gives you a $25 giveaway. All right. With that said, let me tweet this out, and I gotta hit up Facebook, the platform I'm never on. I freaking hate that platform. Cold Blood, I know you played anything else new this week besides what you've played already so far, or has it still been the same games?
I mean, for now, yes. I don't know. Maybe if I can get my hands on Yeast Nordics, maybe that's gonna be a new one.
Oh, okay.
But it has to be what do you call it? It has to be on sale because now they already announced the upgraded version of it with more story and shit.
Okay.
But we are already a fucking year behind Japan, right?
Oh wow.
So it's so stupid. It's so fucking stupid. Yeah, we get the normal edition, and then they already get announced
deluxe
new, a new better version with way more storage. That's why I think it's better to wait for a sale on the standard edition.
Okay.
And then get the DLC later.
I hate the regional stuff. I know there might be some I know there might be like language barriers, but like at first, just do fuck it. Just
that's normal for Falcom. They always do it that way.
Yeah.
Always release it for the damn Japanese first.
Yeah. And then we get ours later. A lot of that is distribution. Because distribution is so expensive. Because a lot of these Japanese, I looked it up because that's one of the things that I used to be mad at is why are so many great titles taking so long to come to the West? And I found out that it was greedy Westerners trying to really, bulk up the price of distribution. Now, I could get it when you had physical copies of shit to sell. That's the only thing you had to sell. You had to move it across, oceans and shit like that. That makes sense. But now that this stuff is digital and it's still the same price, and it's even more expensive, the Japanese are just like, fuck it. And I forget who's the publisher or the developer of this, Falcom, or what's their name again?
Well, Falcom is the development studio, and the publisher here in the West is, I think it's NIS America or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So NIS does have some like distribution pipelines, but Falcom probably is like, we don't want to pay, fuck it. We'll just make it, you know what I mean? That's been my goal is it like a lifelong goal is to find some way to help eliminate those pipelines to where if it's not a language barrier, which the language barrier thing is easy to take care of, especially in the age of Google Translate or whatever. But if it's not a language barrier thing, my goal has always been to find a way to eliminate that. Because it's, like you said, it's someone like yourself, cold blood, that wants to access this shit. You got to wait for some of the stupidest reasons. A lot of the reasons is greed. So that's
I could get it imported way earlier, but what the fuck am I gonna do with a Japanese copy?
Yeah,
if it's not translated.
Yeah, no translation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's the sucky part of it. But
I love Japanese dub, but I love it only if there's stuff with it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know what I mean. I haven't quite learned Japanese yet. Yeah, I love the sub. I hate English dub. I do. Dude, I know there's some exceptions, but I don't care. I gotta have the Japanese dub, English sub with everything. My uncle saw you last night over the river. I can't do that.
But I have to at least commend Falcom for at least putting only a year in between releases now. Mm-hmm. Back in the day, it was much worse.
Yeah. No. I mean, that's cool. It's getting better, but it can move more rapidly. It's always been a lifelong dream of mine. I hate it when I see like my favorite movie overseas. And I mean, I could just, like you said, import it somehow and just watch the action, but I would like to know what's going on. And, it's greed that's holding it back a lot of times. And it's not, and when I say greed, it's not the publisher or the developer. It's those that are responsible for distributing it overseas in the UK and the United States, particularly. They want to make as much money off of distribution as the people that made it, which is like ridiculous. Whatever. But hit that like button as you guys are coming in. We got a great show for you today. Of course, every week we examine on this show, every Friday, we examine the Xbox, PlayStation, and we have our game of the week. This week, our game of the week, this is gonna get my brother excited, is Monster Hunter Wilds. Yeah, man. Yeah, baby. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, holy shit, the latest updates and specs and stuff like that. I said, yeah, this is worth a conversation. But yeah, we're gonna talk about Xbox stuff. Jason Ronald got a promotion. We're gonna celebrate his promotion. We're gonna celebrate and talk about how well deserved it is. with all the great stuff he's done. New Xbox 2 terabyte rhinestones all over it. Was it 650? That's a great tool. We're also going to celebrate the fact that they put a video up there that they had to, that features Jason Ronald, that they had to private. I want to show it so bad, but I know because I had to download it. But I know if I play it, they're gonna hit us because they want it private. I know if we play it, they're gonna hit us. So, but yeah, we're gonna celebrate that. We're gonna talk about the PlayStation 5 Pro, PSSR stuff, all that great stuff that's happening with that. And then we are also, again, like I said, we're gonna do Monster Hunter World. Before we do that, let me hit the chat. Let me see what you guys are talking about right now. Hit that like button as you guys are coming in. We got Phil Bosch in the house. He says, salute everybody. He says, love your show. Listening at work. Thank you, Michael Morden. I appreciate it, my good friend. Thank you for all your support. Is it a promotion, really? Yeah, it's working at Xbox. Can you consider that a promotion? It's on IGN. Yes, Michael, it is on IGN. You are a very keen person. Yes, it is on IGN. Hold on one second. I mean, in worst case, in Cold Blood, what are you? Hey, Mike, do you have the link? Do you have the IGN link? Let me know if you have the link, because if I grant you access to post it in the chat real quick, if Cold Blood says play it, we'll play it. What do you think, Cold Blood? In worst case scenario, I can edit it out.
Play what?
The infamous Jason Ronald video where they're sitting there talking about the Series S and all the capabilities, and 99% of it is just fucking wrong. And it was so wrong, and it became so evident that Xbox was lying, they actually privated the video.
No, just summarize it.
Okay. Yeah, I can't remember, but yeah, we'll talk. I'll do a video on it. Mike. Hey, MM says Ice Cream Gaming, feeling stressed out due to my mental health, but apart from that, everything is okay. Hopefully everything gets better. Ice Queen, I'm trying to make this super chat. Let's do this. I'll give 5. So they got this thing where I'll give 5 members. They got this thing where you can do like a super chat goal. So we're starting it. We're starting a new one. We had a successful one yesterday. We're starting a new one. We can get 5 or 10 super chats today at the teal level or higher. I'll give 5 members. We'll do that. We had fun with that yesterday. I mean, it was a little suspect with Sean trying to cosplay as P. Diddy in the chat. He was trying to be P. Diddy. He was channeling his inner Puff Daddy in the chat. It got a little strange, you know what I'm saying? Strange for some change in there, but we made it through. So we'll see what you guys and gals want to opine in this week. This medicine's starting to kick in. Thank goodness. Jesus Christ. Also, like I said, you can notice that the bars are there. So the weekly goal bars, the remaining weekly goal numbers, and the bi-weekly numbers are there. And then the member monthly goal number is there. All right. So everything's up to date now. All right. Cold Blood, let's talk about, I'm going to talk about this new video. Right. And get your thoughts on this. So there's this video by this guy who says he made a mistake. He doubted the Series X, and now he had a PlayStation 5, but now that he's got his Series X, he switched it over to Xbox. and every right for him to make said video to give his personal experience. I'm not downplaying that at all. But the Xbox community, amidst everything that's happening, even Satya, the owner of Microsoft who owns Xbox, telling people, you know, screw the console. Like even he said, and the Xbox fanboys are using not one video from this lowly, you know, not to be mean, but you know, this lowly content creator as proof that Xbox objectively is the best platform. What are your thoughts on this video and how the Xbox community is trying to use it as red meat?
I could easily make a video myself right now. I changed my mind on the Xbox. Now I'm a full-on Xbox nut glazer. I could do that too. I mean, is that gonna change the reality?
I guess,
brother. No. I didn't watch the video. I'll be honest with you, because I'm not gonna give that dude a fucking view.
Yeah, same here. I didn't.
All I'm gonna say is, Smooth, why the fuck are you still doing this? You're like the last bot out here that is still fighting for something that does not exist.
Yeah.
That is called competition. It just doesn't exist.
Oh God.
You got redefined by Satya himself.
Yeah.
You play on everything. You're no longer an Xbox gamer. You just play on everything.
Oh my God.
I don't know what to say about it, but
you know, they walk on the stage with their Xbox. I want to no stand over there. Stand over there. No. Get to the back. I can't do it because I'm sick. I can't do the Sanjay today because I'm sick. But they get on the stage all proud and shit, holding their Series X. No, move to the no. Get out of the camera view. Get out of the view.
Get the Xbox out of here. You just need your phone.
Yeah, smack it out of their hand and shit. Yeah, smack it out of their hand, give them a flip phone and shit. Now this looks right. Oh God.
No, okay. So... Did you watch the video? No, did you watch the video?
Oh, of the dude glazing the Series X?
Yeah.
No. I had the same exact thought that you did. I'm not clicking on that shit. To me, I mean, again, if
I know only thing I want to know is what was his reason.
Yeah, that's interesting. That would be yeah.
Well, you can go ahead and click on the video, but I ain't doing it.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah,
let's give it. Okay, let's give him his 10 minutes of fame.
Well, I might do
just
something.
Click on it. Just click on it and look at what his reason is for changing. Or someone in chat tell us if you see the video.
Yeah, if you've seen it, because now something like that definitely.
No, bro. I cannot see any other difference than saying, "Oh, I get their first-party games in Game Pass."
Yeah. Come on.
That's the only fucking thing I can imagine.
Yeah, if you guys seen it, let us know. My only concern again is that someone like that, I'm highly suspicious of them, and I know this word is overused, but I'm highly suspicious of this being a grift. And if it's a grift, you know, once we play it, it goes and feeds them a message and says, "Oh, your video was played over at MM2K Gaming," and they'll say, "Oh, yeah, no, I'm gonna block that," or you gotta share revenue with me. Nah. Out of here. I if this was just an authentic video, which I doubt. Sure, but I got a feeling this is a grift. Y'all saw that and commented, finesse those clicks, big dog. He liked it and replied, laugh out loud. Xbox are so easily manipulated. Yeah. Yep.
Nothing to see here, and these bots are making it out to be a fucking big deal.
Yeah. Yep. All it is, bro.
Well, that's the fucking MO of these dudes now. just like with the Kadokawa thing, bro.
Yeah.
They start celebrating something that isn't there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep. That still hasn't been settled. They're celebrating it. And I think I don't even think PlayStation gamers, you can say a lot of things, but I think the bulk of them, for the most part, it's not like they wanted Kadokawa to be exclusive because there was some dire need for it to be exclusive. They just wanted to be petty. You know what I'm saying? PlayStation gamers don't need anything to help separate them from Xbox any further, because Xbox is helping with that on their own. I think they just wanted to be petty. I mean, like we sit here, I don't personally, particularly for the anime portion, I don't want Sony be owning that shit, but I gotta be honest with you. Part of me did want to see it go through because I wanted to laugh at the fanboys. I just wanted to laugh at them. You know what I mean? But
you're gonna have plenty of opportunity to do that.
I gotta be, yeah.
I think it's just a fucking brewing fire that is slowly encroaching on these motherfuckers.
Yeah. I think. And then, and to that point, Cold Blood, it's not even over yet. You understand what I'm saying? It's not like, I don't even think that part has been settled yet on when PlayStation or when Sony particularly says we're going to be talking about distribution and publishing. I don't think how that officially is going to go down has been settled yet. So I doubt it. I am doubtful. But you may have a situation where Kadokawa says, okay, exclusively console-wise PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? You might have that. I doubt it, but it's not etched in stone. So, if anything, they don't need to be focused. And thank you for getting us to 10 likes. They don't need to be focusing on anything PlayStation at the moment. Like, your house is on fire. Who gives a fuck if the neighbor across the street didn't put their garbage out on garbage day? Like, your house is burnt. Like, literally, that's the epitome of what's going on. You didn't take your garbage out. Why? And meanwhile, you're in a burning house. Like, stop it. Like Cold Blood said, your fucking CEO just redefined what you are for you and shit. You want to be over here. That means you want to play on the spoon, but to play on the toaster. Sarah Bond made this very cute. Yeah, the medicine's working. It made this very cute ad. This is an Xbox and this is a bento box. So if you come up here with the console, I might have to kick you in the chest. Make sure you come up here with the flip phone. Make sure you got the calculator. Do not come up here with the console because we don't give a shit. That's essentially what Satya said to you. And you still are parading the internet. Talking about, we're going to get into a DBAT said this and, oh, this ain't 67 teraflops and a bunch of dumb shit. Like, your house is on fire. Who gives a fuck if the person across the street didn't take out their garbage? You understand? Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, but no. To your question, Cold Blood, I didn't see it. If anybody did see the video, let us know in the chat, and we'll talk about. Hold on one second.
Boss. I wouldn't be even surprised if next week he comes out and says, "Fuck you, boss." All just a
yeah. Out if you had stuff to say, out you just kicking it with the fellas because I redefine who you are. Fuck you, fuck you, bots. Fuck a kid smooth. There's nothing smooth about him. He is a kid. And that's it. Signing out. I'm going to go play on PlayStation. I'm just going to turn it on just because. Goodbye. He doesn't care about y'all. He does not care about y'all. You're worried about the neighbor taking out their garbage. Your house is on fire. I wouldn't tweet anything anti-PlayStation for the rest of the year. I would just be asking questions and shit. Everything would be like at Satya, at Sarah Bond, at Matt Booty, and at Phil Spencer. This is like brain dead, pea brain idiocy right now. There's nothing compared. Their flex cold blood was Sony didn't buy Kadokawa. That's their flex. Sony didn't buy them all the way. That's their flex. Oh my God. You're already getting destroyed. But who am I?
No, what these dumbasses don't understand is now that they are majority stakeholder, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
They are just like a fucking board of directors over there.
Mm-hmm. So
anything Kadokawa does has to be somehow approved by Sony now.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do anything positive for Xbox, it ain't happening.
Yeah.
I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
So no more Elden Ring Xbox marketing deal. No, I don't know, whatever the fuck their next Armored Core game is gonna be. Bro, they got nothing. They will be shut the fuck down. I don't even think they're gonna allow them to market for Xbox at all.
If they do that, show up and shit. Yeah, y'all won't find out till the day it shows up and shit.
Yeah. Or not at all. They might say no, make it exclusive. Fuck you.
That's what I'm saying. That's not been settled yet. Like with Cold Blooded, he's not saying that Sony is just going to, can just outrank everybody and just say no. Like if the entire group or the voting system falls but you got to understand, this is like he said, it's like a de facto board. It is like a de facto board where Sony has the most influence out of any group. They have the most influence. They are going to have the most influence in setting the vision of how Kadokawa moves forward. You understand what I'm saying? And Sony, they're going to at least try to come up with a scenario where they're going to carve out Xbox as much as they can. Now, how successful will that be? It's to be determined. But it can include up to games that you guys normally saw on Xbox not being there. That's still a possibility. I personally don't think for a game like Elden Ring, it's a large possibility, but it's very possible for a smaller game. Again, I'm not saying it's 100%, but I think it's very possible for the smaller games that you guys don't buy over there. Elden Ring might be, it might not be, it's not been settled yet. But I just think that the overall ignorance to how this stuff works is just, it's funny. But it's a distraction for y'all too, because y'all should not be concerned about that.
Look, what PlayStation fans should be celebrating is that From Software's future with PlayStation is more than secured now.
Oh yeah, it's a wrap.
They won't be bought by nobody now.
Yeah, it's a wrap. So, I mean, we will see. But if anything, this partnership benefits PlayStation more than it will benefit Xbox. You know? That would be like if Xbox was majority share at Square Enix. That would benefit, or majority share at Sega, right? That would benefit Xbox more so than it would benefit PlayStation. You guys would be like, well, they're majority share. They don't need to own them. Satya already flex. He don't need to keep buying stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. All right. Let's do this. Let us talk about Xbox, being that we're already there. Jason Ronald, oh my dear Lord. Jason Ronald was promoted. Cold blood, I don't know if you caught that. And of course you did, because you're the one who alerted me to it. And I just was like, I can't fucking believe it. Here goes the article from Verge. It says Valve will be Lenovo's special guest at just announced gaming handheld event. Microsoft's VP of next generation Xbox will also attend. So who the fuck is the who is that? Well, it says down here that Giaffis, the co-designer of the Steam Deck, is not the only person that'll be there. The only other intriguing choice of panelists on stage is Jason Ronald, Microsoft VP of Xbox gaming devices and ecosystem, will also be in attendance. He is now being introduced as Microsoft's VP of next generation. We exclusively shared with you last week that Lenovo will revamp its larger, seemingly Windows-based Legion Go with the detachable controllers too. But we're also expecting Lenovo to hedge its bets with a Windows version of a smaller Legion Go S. We're not currently expecting the Xbox handheld, as gaming boss Phil Spencer suggested. It might be a few years away. Cold blood. In regards to Jason Ronald's promotion, I got to get your thoughts on this. If you're an Xbox gamer who was negatively impacted by how they handled the console, what are you thinking after seeing that Jason Ronald very stealthily has been promoted? How much does that give you more confidence towards what Xbox is going to deliver next gen?
The only confidence I would have is he knows exactly how to ruin a console. So it's a much easier thing for me to change to another platform.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that thing is fucked. I'm out of here.
No, why is Satya still promoting dudes in his company that failed? I don't understand it.
I mean, Satya would have signed off on it, but it's just Phil Spencer again. Satya would have approved it. I don't understand y'all. I'm perplexed. Let me ask you, let's do that as a chat. Let's do that as a poll. Do you think Jason Ronald is the right person to lead Xbox into next generation? I mean, if you guys were going to do this, you guys could have kept Albert Pinella, but there's a whole bunch of stuff with that. I'll leave that alone. Where if you were going to part ways with Albert, see here, I'm going to say it cold blood. Here's Phil's problem. Phil, if you're listening, I know you are. You're listening. And you dropped your controller. You stopped playing Phantom Dust, right? You dropped your controller. You're listening. Phil, you have a problem. Your problem is acceptance. You've created a cast of losers. And that's because you have to be surrounded by people that love and adore you. Like you're not a big fan of contention. You're not a fan of alternative thoughts. You know, it's like, who's going to stand behind my vision and just be nice to me all the time about it? And again, I don't say be nice to me about showing you respect. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about make it seem like that everything that comes out of your mouth is golden. I mean, a lot of former execs that work with you have said that off and on the record, that you're not one of those people that invite diversity of thought. You know, it's you get knocked off balance, and you get personal in a lot of regards. When someone's like, hold on, this might not be the right direction. That is not a good attribute as a leader. Every time that I've led or been in charge of something and I've had an opportunity to say, okay, you get to choose who you're working with, it's always been a dissenting voice. Why? Because I know I am not perfect. Regardless of what my knowledge base is, I'm not perfect. And I don't want to just achieve and pat myself on the back and say I did this. I put my effort towards something because I want it to work. So if I understand that I'm not perfect and my goal is for something to work, I need somebody that looks at something from a different perspective to cover any gaps that I might have overlooked. A true leader can do that because they're looking at making something better for the consumer or the client or whatever. And I don't know if that's your goal. I feel like, Phil, that what you're trying to do is you're trying to force feed everybody into liking the dog dumb shit that you like. That you think it's just a matter of us being cultured and just looking at gaming differently. And if we looked at gaming differently, the way that you, in a watered down way that you do, that gaming will be better. Instead of you saying, look, here is our consumer base. Here's their expectations. How can I pivot from their expectations and give them something that is based off their expectations, but even better? And they'll definitively see it as better. Like, you constantly don't do that. And I feel like, again, you got Satya that doesn't know nothing about gaming. So he don't know. All he too just wants a bunch of yes men. And the only dissenting voice that they want there is Sarah Bond, who wants you to simply stop trying to compete with Sony and stop trying to do this console war stuff. They just want you to just Don't worry about winning the award. Worry about making the plaque to give to people because there's more money in that.
Isn't it funny, Moss, that he was the one that said, "Oh, I hate tribalism.
Yeah.
I hate tribalism."
Yeah.
But he is the only one that still gives these motherfuckers hope for fighting with this tribalism.
Yeah. And look how sad and sour, like Jazz said, the real Jazz. Shout out to Grindhouse Jazz, who came through and said in the chat, look how sour puss face he was.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
He was so mad, bro.
He was steaming. You know?
Which for the ones that want the console war to go on, that's probably a good sign that he was steaming.
Yeah.
That he wasn't applauding them. But god damn.
Yeah.
You tell the people one thing but do another every single time.
Every single time.
And that's where the saying comes from. All they do is lie.
Yeah.
It's coming from Phil Spencer. Because all they do at Xbox is lie.
Is lie. So incompetent. Can you imagine what Sony would be able to do if somebody was writing them $100 billion checks for gaming?
Fucking hell, bro.
Can you imagine?
They would have a fucking country at that point where it's all about just Sony games, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, a fucking Nintendo land, but for real.
Yeah.
A fucking Sony land. That's what they would have, bro. Literally.
Your PlayStation would literally like grow legs through a patch and shit and just follow you everywhere. PlayStation. You know what I mean? Like you can just play anywhere. And as soon as your boss say, what the fuck is that? The PlayStation will put out his hand, PlayStation. And your boss would be like, yeah, PlayStation. It would like hypnotize people. Give Sony $100 billion, bro. It's fucking over. Like, remember that commercial when they did the PlayStation 2 commercial and they were like, you know, being a little campy and goofy and shit, and they would like look into the future of the PlayStation 9. Like, give Sony $1 billion and it would be like the PlayStation 9. Shit flying in the air, this thing be on virtual reality. It'd just be crazy. That just shows you how incompetent. These motherfuckers had $100 billion, bro. They did something that we thought if you would have said this last gen, hey, Microsoft is gonna buy Activision Blizzard, we would have laughed at you. We probably would have laughed, but people laughed about the probability before it even happened. That just shows you how incompetent they are. The richest company in the world buys the biggest publisher in the world, and they're still in third place. And they're selling less consoles with the biggest publisher in the world. That's fucking, and don't give me this shit, but they're going to cloud. They haven't made up the gap yet for the cloud. They haven't made it up. In no line of business does your current income dissolve, your current way of making money dissolve. You don't find a suitable replacement, but you still get applauded. That doesn't make sense. If Cold Blood and I opened a restaurant and we sell hamburgers and then we decided that we're going vegan and shit like that, nobody applauds us for going vegan if we're selling less hamburgers and we're only selling one vegan meat pie a month as a substitute. Their finances show that they've overstated what they thought they were going to make quarterly off of ABK up until Call of Duty. And fucking PlayStation had to help. PlayStation, they need to claim fucking Xbox as a dependent on their taxes. PlayStation had to save you again. Because up until Call of Duty...
Bro. PlayStation should have said, now that you fuck with our deal, now we're gonna fuck with your deal. Give us 40%.
40%.
We're going in the other direction now.
Yeah.
Before it was 80%. Now we go in another direction. Fuck
40.
you.
Bro.
But I think then
what are they going to do? What are they going to do?
They would come up with something to fuck with PlayStation then.
Bruh, think about it. 86% of your sales are on PlayStation. I get that Call of Duty's big. But trust me, and Xbox knows it too. That's why that was the first thing they threw out there, bruh. That's why that's the first thing they threw out there. Y'all can have Call of Duty for 10 years. They threw that out there. Why? Because they know if they make even in the States, if they make Call of Duty exclusive, even though that's the main game that a lot of people are playing on PlayStation, even if they make it exclusive, there's no point. Motherfuckers will they'll play it on PC or some shit. You know, like they might go to PC or something like that, or they'll pick up something else. It will be, don't get me wrong, there will be some conversion. There would be some conversion, but that's it. You would have some people that go buy an Xbox for Call of Duty, but cold blood. Did we have a shit ton of people play Halo? No, I wasn't one of them. And I'm not trying to cap I didn't like Xbox back then. I loved it back then. But there was a shit ton of people. A lot of people had an Xbox for Halo, right? Particularly in the States. How bad did Xbox still lose to PlayStation with Halo? It was 100 and... Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So when Halo Infinite launched, it felt like nothing happened. That's what I remember. It didn't boost sales at all.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't clarify. I meant like the original Halo. So I mean, so even if Call of Duty was to go exclusive, it would just be another Halo type thing where, okay, the biggest game at the time is on Xbox. And so you would have a lot of PlayStation people buy an Xbox to play Call of Duty, just like you had a whole bunch of PlayStation people buy an Xbox to play Halo. But guess what? Besides Halo, they didn't play nothing else. And Xbox loses money on every console they sell, right? So they lose money. All you're doing is buying that one game a year, and that's it. They're not winning off of that. Just like they didn't win in the OG era. They lost in the first two generations. Xbox lost $10 billion. Bulk of that was that first generation. They didn't make money that first generation, even though they were able to get some good saturation with Halo. It would just be the Halo effect all over again. Excuse me. And they know that's a disaster. So they wouldn't, they're not even going to try it. This is why it was stupid for people like Broomstick to sit there and say, oh yeah, everybody's going to buy Xbox. Like, I don't know if your brains were switched off from that generation. Call of Duty would just be the equivalent of Halo. Where, yeah, everybody and their grandmama was playing Halo. But that's it. That's all they were playing on the Xbox, except for a few niche people that love the platform. And people like myself that didn't even get fucking like Halo, it still got destroyed. 160 million consoles to 29 million. It got romped. So for y'all to think that singular game was going to change it again, you're thwarting precedent. Wouldn't have done anything, and Xbox knows that. That's why that was the first thing they threw. Oh, y'all can have Halo. I mean, y'all can have Call of Duty. Y'all can have it 10 years. Because they knew that wouldn't sway anything. They knew that was just bullshit for the internet. And how much bullshit was it? Right? Because we were told that Call of Duty was going to sell Xbox consoles now that it was in day and date and Game Pass. What the fuck happened to that? Because here's the thing, y'all. Game Pass activity, or no. Subscription activity went up 8%. Now here's where I'm not going cap. Subscription activity went up 8%. So what does that mean? That means that Game Pass alone carried all the subscription services. So that means that Game Pass subscriptions was higher than 8%. All of subscriptions went up 8%. So that means a lot of people signed up for Game Pass. A shit ton of people signed up for Game Pass to engage with Call of Duty. Here's the kicker though. In order for you to engage with Call of Duty, in order for it to bring in new people, right? In order for it to bring in new people, particularly on the console side, you got to do what? Buy a new console. Guess what didn't happen? New consoles weren't bought at the rate of where you already had a bad quarter the previous year. You sold 29% less. Even Nintendo, that had a lackluster holidays a year prior to their previous one, even they only were down 3%. PlayStation was up compared to the last fiscal, where they, had record-breaking numbers. Xbox was still down to. So what does that tell you? The majority of the new Game Pass subscribers were who? People who already had an Xbox. like we were telling you, they already had an Xbox. They just simply would have never bought Call of Duty before, or they would have bought Call of Duty, but they didn't have Game Pass. They just had an Xbox because probably they just play Call of Duty, and they decided, well, fuck, this time around, I can finesse Call of Duty because it's just something that I like to try. And they're finessing it. Cold Blood said it before. If these Game Pass subscriptions were killing it and they were seeing all these new additive sustained subscribers, you would hear something from Satya every fucking day. They would have something every week. At the very least. You don't hear this because they went up 8% in subscriptions across the board, which Microsoft did most of the heavy lifting with Game Pass, but it's people that already have Xboxes for the most part. That's what it looks like to me. So I don't know what you guys are thinking, especially promoting, like how we said in in the honorable mentions promoting a video where this singular guy who's probably grifting went and talked about why he left PlayStation for Xbox of all people. Like, stop it. Hold on one second. Michael
Wait,
Moore
did someone in chat tell us the reason why you left?
Why? Who? Oh, no, they didn't. They said, or somebody said, old man gaming guru said here. Let me pull his comment up. He said that. Oh shit! Where's his comment at? Why can't I see his comment? Oh, here he goes. He says, yo, I saw that, talking about the video, and commented, finesse those clicks, big dog. And he liked it and replied, laugh out loud. Xbox are so easily manipulated. So no, he didn't say what his reason. And if you, old man gaming guru, if you can summarize why he said that he felt like Xbox was more important or better than PlayStation, and whether you think it's a grift, let us know. Because yeah, I didn't want to watch it. I just feel like it's somebody that's late to the grifting game. Just like I said before, I've called out some names. There's people that I followed last gen, and they made sensible arguments. Even when I was in my Xbox phase, they made sensible arguments on why PlayStation is objectively the preferred brand. They threw all that out of the window for an Xbox that's actually doing worse. It's less competitive than what it was last gen. It was a facade. It was an easy catchable facade, but it was a facade like the first year or two because there was a supply restraint of PlayStation. That's it. That's the only reason why. But after Sony said, okay, the supply restraint is over, PlayStations are available, guess what happened? And Xbox has not been able to compete ever since. Sorry about that. So yeah. Hold on one second. Hold on. Oh, no, hang up. Wonder who this was. Oh, nice. Important tax call. Trying to raise our property taxes. Damn it. Gotta get your hands out. Get your goddamn hands out my mother. Get your hands out my motherfucking pockets. He was trying to say, says old man gaming guru, he was trying to say quick resume. Oh my God. Come on. Get the fuck out of here. Check this out, Cold Blood. He was trying to say quick resume and Game Pass blew his mind and changed how he viewed Sony. Yeah. Quick resume.
Well, bro, quick resume was so irrelevant. I couldn't even take that seriously as a reason to change to Xbox.
So you're excited to go from Phantom Dust to the fucking Falconer? Is that what it is? What is it? What are we talking about here? Quick resume? Like I could like be like, oh, this is a clever grift. If you were like, yeah, man, I feel like the controller is so much better, like the latency, dude. Okay, Game Pass has so many games for cheap. Quick resume? What are we doing here, man?
This must be a joke, Moss.
Yeah.
I cannot explain how a dude would change to Xbox because of quick resume. I just can't. Quick resume. Yo,
Oh,
he
God.
quick resume real fast from Redfall to something else.
Yeah. Quick resume from
That's for sure.
Redfall to Minecraft Legends. Oh my God, my mind is blown. You don't understand, chat. I can go from one piece of turd to a bigger one so fast. It's like the turds are like just being thrown at me, man. It's awesome.
Did Smooth actually watch the video, or he just
Probably didn't. He didn't, man. They're hurting
the
over
video because of the title.
Yeah, that's what he did. They're hurting over there. They're crying. And he's just scrolling and shit. Fucking side shit. Oh. This guy goes, okay, make video. He just snapped. He did a quick snap of the thumbnail and shit of the guy's thumbnail. Yes, I'm back. Stupid dude. But yeah, man. Thank you for that, old man gaming guru. Fucking quick resume. That's why he LOL'd you, because he knows that you know what's going on. He knows that you know what's going on. From the boring immersion of Redfall. Oh man, you don't understand. I went from Redfall to Minecraft Legends to the medium.
Free.
Yeah. to X. What was that game? Crossfire X to Crossfire X. In the blink of an eye.
That game that.
Yeah. Oh my God, man! Like, what are we doing here? And you're both. Yeah, they're desperate. They're crying.
The only thing going for Crossfire X is it stayed alive longer than Coco.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's it. Rock that. Yeah. Oh man, my mind has changed. I've said I never want to play God of War again. Crossfire X. Staring at Crossfire X no longer in store change my when I quick resume to Crossfire X and it says no longer available. Oh man, you don't understand how that changed me. Stop. Nobody cares, man. That's why I won't click on it. I knew it was a grift, and I just was like, no, I don't think we're gonna entertain this. But speaking of grift, well, you know what? I do want to say this with Jason Ronald, and Phil Spencer. Yeah, does Jason Ronald deserve it? No, he doesn't deserve it. But I don't blame Jason Ronald. I don't blame even what was his name? Oh shit. Kareem Chovian, who I'm hearing from inner circles that like they did that motherfucker dirty. Like Phil totally like they did that dude bad. And I'm hearing that he was emotional, like in a negative way. Like, how can you guys fucking do, you know? He expressed himself emotionally in regards to him being let go. And not like he didn't just like jump on the table and say, fuck you guys, and kick over his retirement cake. Like he was expressive to people that he was like very disappointed on how he was pushed out. And I'm telling you, these guys are tasked with impossible shit. Like that whole, you know, we want the Xbox to, or the cloud to just be servers in the sky. I can tell you, that sounds like some numbskull shit that came from Phil. because they probably heard. I know this because here's how I'm putting it together. When I say I know this, I mean this subjectively. This is my opinion. Because one of the only things that Jazz got right, weirdly, was about Stadia. He was on the Xbox 2 one day, and he said, we've heard that Stadia developers are having issues with developing for Stadia because it's not like you just flick a button and then something's in the cloud. Like, you got to develop for Stadia like you're developing for a platform. And that normally isn't a problem when you have a platform that's bringing in a lot of money. But when you got this platform that's niche, that, you know what I'm saying, that and this was before this was in the early days of the launch, that, you don't see tens of millions of people hopping on it day one. It's like you got this PlayStation build of something that's due. You got this Xbox build of something that's due. They're keeping the lights on. Then you got the PC build, right? And then you got the Stadia build that you're doing it for the culture. You're not really doing it to make money. It's like that's why it was a challenge. So hearing Jazz say that, I can imagine that Phil said, well, we don't want that to be us. So Kareem, can we how can we make it to where when you develop for the console, you develop for the cloud? And the solution that they probably came up with together, I don't believe that Kareem did this on his own, that they came up with together is, let's make the server blades Xbox server blades. Because there's no way that Kareem could come up with that on his own, because then that cuts into the console supply. Because chips, sock on chips and shit like that have to be allotted to these server blades. And Phil has to approve that. Kareem doesn't have the ability to say, oh, okay, yeah, we're going to allot so many sock on chips. That comes from Phil. So that's why I say this is either a collaboration at best in the sake of Phil, or at worst, this is Phil's idea to make the console, create a server blade version of the console, which is a dumb fucking idea, because the purpose of cloud gaming is this thing has to be open in ways that the console is. Like, give you a prime example, NVIDIA GeForce Now Ultimate, right? It like Cold Blood gave me an example of when he was playing Stalker. Because of the server side processor that it has, much more powerful processor than you're going to see in a lot of native rigs, there were some things on Stalker 2 on the GeForce Now Ultimate side that you didn't run into, that you ran into in the native side, and people with 4090s and I desktop performant rigs. So when you make a server that's built off of a console APU, for example, you know what I'm saying? Cloud, for example, you bottleneck the experience. Like, I'll give you another example. The server side components of Stadia allowed you to do something called Stream Connect. That was the name of our Stadia show. The SSC podcast. It was Stadia Stream Connect. It was named after that we did over there on Cloud, the channel that's now Cloud Dosage. The technology from Stream Connect can't even be replicated in a console out now, including the Pro. Why? Because they had powerful components that allowed you to take a game instance at the same resolution, same fucking frames per second, put it in a small picture-in-picture box of somebody else, of another person's stream. So if me and Cold Blood are playing, for instance, Division 2, they use this technology in Division 2. The Division 2 version, or the Stadia version of Division 2, I could see everything Cold Blood was seeing on the screen, and a Stream Connect picture-in-picture box that would be on the lower right-hand corner if me and him were in the same clan. And you can't replicate that anywhere because of the power server-grade components. Not everything was super powerful, but, you know, part of the CPU and how it was, you know, allocated in that server blade, it's only possible in the cloud. You bottleneck that when you just simply make a console version of the server, you know what I'm saying, or make a server blade with the console components in it. And then, which Jez Gordon, like I said, one of the few things that he got correct, that then is pulling resources from the consoles. So that's why there were limited supplies of the Series X for a while, because when they upgraded to the Series X server blades, and when you had the chip shortage, Xbox had to make a decision. Are we going to put a whole bunch of Series X's out there, or are we going to add enough to supply our server blades? You see how dumb that thought process was? To make console grade server blades? It restrained your supply of your console, for one, and for two, it bottlenecked the experience. It was stupid. I mean, yes, every single Xbox Series X server blade can hold up to 4 Xbox Series S profiles in the cloud, but that doesn't mean that you're getting Series S experience. It's in the cloud, so now it's even lessened because it's built off of a Series S profile. They're not using the best codecs. I mean, I can go on and on and on trying to explain this. The process was just stupid, and Kareem Chovian, he was scapegoated for this. This was a Phil thing. So, did Jason Ronald deserve a promote? Did he do anything that said, yeah, I deserve a promotion? No. Everything that he says in this video that they had to delist was a bunch of promises that did not pan out at all. It was so bad that they had to delist the video, because they probably said we could be sued over this shit. This is how bad this is. But do I blame Jason Ronald for this in entirety? Even mostly? No, I don't. Because again, like the dumbass thing that they decided to do in the cloud, I again attribute this to Phil. Phil's the one that wanted to do the Series S console. Even though when he first pitched this idea to developers, they told him, how do we know this? Because Brad Sam said so. They told him, if you create this Series S, we're not going to develop and maximize both consoles. We're going to go to the most complicated denominator, which is the Series S. That's going to suck up all the time that we're going to use to develop for you guys. And then we're just going to simply scale it up to the Series X capabilities, meaning they're not going to utilize all the bells and whistles in the Series X. They warned them of this. So first, Phil backed off. He said, okay, not a problem. What we will do then is we will just have the Series X. Remember, that's why at XO18, he was only talking about one console. We're only talking about one console, which is Anaconda. They were only talking about the Series X. Then they saw Stadia. Because what they were going to do was the Series X was going to be their console. And for anybody that didn't want to pay $500 for the Series X, your alternative was to go and use xCloud. Sign up for xCloud, and that was going to be your cheaper experience. When they saw Stadia, they realized they couldn't offer up xCloud to their mainstream as an alternative when this Stadia niche thing was going to run and make games look so much better. So then they went back at the last minute and they added the Series S to the GDK, the development kit, the global development kit to develop for the series, and then mandated, hey, look, at the last minute, when you make these games, yeah, we're bringing back the Series S or Lockhart. We're bringing back Lockhart, and you got to develop for it. We're mandating it. And that's where you had the uproar of developers that were like, oh, no, this is horrible, whatever. But instead of y'all listening to the developers and saying, yeah, well, if the developers are saying that this thing is bad, then this is going to make a worse experience for me, the consumer. Instead of y'all doing that, y'all argued against the developers. And said, no, and essentially said, no, please make a worse product for us. And here we are. So as much as Jason Ronald failed at producing Phil's vision, it's still Phil's vision. And it's an utterly stupid one at that. And again, cloud gaming isn't stupid. I'm a cloud gaming advocate, co-creator of Cloud Dosage, cloud gaming website. I totally believe in servicing the needs of the cloud gamer, and having a place for them to congregate and continue to help flourish cloud gaming until it can become mainstream. I totally believe in that. Cloud gaming isn't stupid. It's just Phil's version of it. It's totally stupid. It's dumb. Cloud gaming is way more competent than what you see Phil deliver. Consoles, and proof of that is GeForce Now Ultimate. Console gaming is way more competent than what you see being delivered from Microsoft. How do we know that? Based off of what we see from PlayStation and hell, even Nintendo. PC gaming is way more competent than what you see being offered from Windows gaming. How do we know? What we see from Steam and even Epic Game Store, even GOG. I'm not saying that Microsoft has to be number one in all this stuff, but why can't they be number one in any of it? They're richer than all of these people that do it better, for one. And for two, it's not even whether you're number one, number two, number three. Why is there such a wide gap? Like, honestly, there is a wide gap in what NVIDIA GeForce Now can do versus Xbox. Why? Like, play an Xbox game on NVIDIA GeForce Now and then play it on xCloud and tell me if it feels like the same experience. Even GeForce Now Priority, which is their 1440p experience at $9 a month. Play that, then play xCloud and tell me if it feels like the same game. Because you can sign up for PC Game Pass and get access to games on NVIDIA GeForce Now. Go buy a game off of the Windows Store and then go play it on Steam. And even explain, even with the same resolution, why is this such a more consumer-friendly and easygoing experience on Steam than it is the Windows Store. And lastly, the console. Why is the PlayStation console without day and date into a subscription service? Why is the PlayStation console experience considered a much bigger quality experience than the Xbox experience? Why is there such these huge, and you can sit there and say I'm hating. Just look at the engagement. Look at the Xbox engagement and console. Look at what they're delivering in the cloud space. Look at the engagement on PC. You ain't gotta take my word for it, just look at it. The offering and or the engagement is piss poor. Doesn't make any sense. It's just, and so the problem isn't Jason Ronald per se. The problem isn't Matt Booty. Well, yeah, I think Matt Booty. I don't have any faith in him. The problem isn't Matt Booty per se. The problem wasn't Albert Pinella. The problem, I don't think, was Kareem Choldhury. The problem is Phil. How he wants things executed. And it isn't, oh, playing games everywhere is stupid. It's not that it's he doesn't know how to oversee and properly execute anything. It's like we made a joke. I was listening to one of our podcasts when I was at work the other day, and I had made a joke to Coldblood. I said, Coldblood, you know they think Phil Spencer is like the master of everything. And he was like, he said, thank God that's a joke, because if he was the master of breathing, we'd all be dead. You know what I'm saying? He can't execute on anything in this space. He wasn't a great head of Worldwide Studios. I'm sorry. I mean, we can sit there and say, oh, Rise, Son of Rome wasn't such a bad game. It wasn't an awesome game. It wasn't a great game. It didn't make people jump out of their shoes and socks and win an Xbox One. Sunset Overdrive wasn't a bad game. It wasn't a great game. Dead Rising 3 wasn't a great game. Look at the first 2 years where he fell after he finally settled in, which were the last 2 or 3 years of the Xbox 360 generation. Look at those games that he curated, that he looked over when he became head of Worldwide Studios. Look at those games. That's where the mantra, the meme, Halo, Gears, and Forza came from, because that was basically it. And they weren't in their best state when he was there. So yeah, there's a serious problem, and it's Phil. And did Jason Ronald do anything to deserve that raise? No, but, and you guys attacking D-Batch. Let me say this. Do I think D-Batch does himself any favor focusing on T-flops? No. I mean, you're just being technical right now, and you're playing a game of semantics with a bunch of people that are just butthurt from how they were given a raw deal from Xbox. No Vaseline. Got it raw. No Vaseline. Just grab the ankles. Nothing but pain. But if you want to preside in the fuck shit, whatever. I'm not going to stop D. But if you guys had the same energy towards Phil, Jason Ronald, Matt Booty, and how incompetently they handled the things that they promised you, you might have a better platform because of it, because they wouldn't have been able to lie to you as long as they did and not produce. But you had that Snap Blast Play account, all of a sudden, yeah, Xbox didn't do this and didn't do. Where the fuck were you saying that while the shit was happening? Don't say the shit now that Satya knocked all the toys out of your hand and said, "All playtime's over. Go the fuck home." Don't say it now. When it mattered, it's back then. when the shit was going down. When you had an opportunity to influence them to do better. And not just be a nut rag for anything that they excreted. That was the time to say something. Not now. Satya took the keys. You don't give a fuck where he drives, y'all. D is not your enemy. Don't even be focused on D. Stupid. Michael Morden says, I don't know. He says, hold on one second. He said, I don't know if they would have been ready, but they're not taking any chances for sure. Geek says, I'm about to get on this plane, y'all. Have a great stream. Shout out to you, Geek. Be safe, brother. He says, who in the fuck is Jason Ronald? Geek, that's the dude that was behind the chief architect behind the Xbox console. He's their version of Mark Cerny. All right. Says, hi everyone, says Christopher Doran. I hope you gamers have a great day, plus Xbox kill it. Self-fill is destroying it faster. I don't know, man. If they had the same energy, like fuck, let D do D what he's doing, man. D's just said, I can't believe that I was capping for them all this time, man. Let him get it out of his system. What are y'all worried about? Again, your house is on fire and you're too busy chastising the neighbor because they didn't take their garbage out on garbage day. Your house is on fire. Don't you think that deserves your attention first? Look at them. Man, they didn't even take out their garbage. Honey, the house is burning up and I think the dog's trapped in the basement. You want to help me? Trying to get the family out. Kids is upstairs in the attic. Oh man, I can't get over this. They didn't take out their garbage. They didn't separate the recyclables. While their family's burning up. What the fuck are you doing out here? You guys are pure idiots. You're pea-brain idiots. They don't, do they not understand how important it is to separate your recyclables? Look at them. Meanwhile, you're burning the fuck up. Wake up, dummies. You're dumb. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about PlayStation news. So, it's really, PlayStation news was really focused on PSSR this week. First there was Digital Foundry's Space Marine 2 video. Cold Blood, I don't know, did you get a chance to see that video?
Only the beginning.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks good. You know, but we already saw that somebody else had tried it out. I think the guy's name was Gamertech. So it doesn't have the shimmying problems and all that shit. It's a great port. They compared it. They said it was like of the best ports or something to that vein that they seen on PSSR. What it didn't do though is it's not running at a consistent 60, and there are some bottleneck issues. You know, the CPU bottleneck issues. Remember that one part we were playing where I think you got
that's news. Wait, that's news.
Yeah,
bro, I had someone else do the same fucking analysis then, before they even did it.
What's that?
I knew about it, bro. I even told you so that the performance is not fucking 60 on this game. and the CPU is a fucking bottleneck.
Yeah. Because I was gonna say, remember that part we was playing on PC when we was playing on PC and that shit dropped? Yeah. Yeah, that part is a problem. And here's where you're going to see the fanboys on either side try to take advantage of this. So they made a comparison of the Series X versus the Pro. And even though they said that in gameplay scenarios, it outperforms the Series X, there were a couple of like cutscenes or still shots or whatever where the Series S did momentarily have a better FPS. You know, so I mean, I haven't seen it yet, but I imagine over the weekend you're going to see some of those accounts that like to caveat certain facts and say, "Oh yeah, see, look." But that was the biggest takeaway from that. You know, overall you have a significantly better port, particularly in the performance mode. They said it's the quality mode really because there's no ray tracing in the game. So the quality mode is, you know, it's better, but there's not a big enough gap. There's just not as big as gap when it comes to than there is with the performance mode. They said the performance mode is significantly better. PSSR outdoes FSR2, kicks it in the balls, throws it out of the window, as it should, for crying out loud. So, you know. I know you still got to see the video, but I know you've talked about this recently. But what are your thoughts on you know, results like that for the PlayStation 5 Pro?
I hope this is the norm and not the exception.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like I said, recently we had a lot of the I mean, not the norm. We had the fucking Alan Wakes and Silent Hills out here.
Yep.
Ruining the fun.
Yeah. And look, even though it was only 10%, I get it, because it's like you can't just say it's only 10% and just walk away from it. I think you can go to the fanboys and say, look, man, you guys are trying to make this seem like the PSSR is a complete failure. It's not a complete failure, but it is a concern, because even if it is 10%, how do you know the games that you want to play don't fit into that 10%, right? You know what I'm saying? And it all goes back to, what is PlayStation doing to better guardrail these patches? And you hope with this one, because I'm going to be honest with you, if there was any patch that I was concerned about, because we talked about this before and you helped me understand this, Cold Blood, Saber Interactive, they're not, you know, they for some reason, Saber Interactive games seem to perform better on PlayStation than they do Xbox for whatever reason. Oh, excuse me.
It was the other way around.
Oh, it was? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was Xbox performing better than PlayStation.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. That's what I meant
know.
to say. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's it. I just corrected you.
Okay. No, yeah, my bad. That's what I meant to say. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was waiting to see how that patch was, and you know, I didn't say, oh, because Dark Tide was bad, because I know they're two totally different developers. But when I was like, yeah, I'm waiting to see what the Space Marine 2 patch is going to be like. And when I saw that it was actually good, and it just popped out of nowhere and it was actually good, I kind of felt like, and then they put like a tweet out there. I don't know why. I felt like that. I don't know. You would probably think that Saber just had better care towards it, but I feel like maybe PlayStation was a little bit more involved this time because of the backlash, as they should have been. And I'm with you, Cold Blood. I hope this is the norm now and not just the majority. It's the norm. You know what I'm saying? because a majority is fine and all. We can use that for argument chips, but at the end of the day, you still got to be concerned because you're saying, well, is the game that I really want to play in the 10%, right? So. Yeah, I do hope this is the norm instead of just the majority. And yeah, I mean, to the lazy developers, you have no excuse anymore because Treyarch, fucking Xbox developer, Treyarch, they pretty much shot your excuses away with Black Ops 6. They had the same shimmying problems, PSSR problems. They narrowed it down and they fixed it in half a day. It just took a few days of PlayStation certification to get the patch out, but they fixed it in half a day because they realized what was going on. They're like, hold on, we're adding PSSR post game. It kind of fucks, doing it that way, it's going to fuck with some of our native components. In this case, it was our denoiser. So we just had to program around. We had to find a way to program PSSR's benefits in it without it deactivating our denoiser. And they fixed it in half a day. With that said, Cold Blood, now hearing what Mark Cerny said in the chat, and then just these instances with Treyarch or whatever, we got a decent presentation. I finally got a chance to go through what Mark Cerny said from A to Z, and I come from it at the end of it in a lot of ways like you do. Like, I don't know if this answered all the questions or all the apprehension that people may have had. With that being said, what do you think Sony should have done in this presentation when talking about the PlayStation 5 Pro? If you were in charge, what would the communication have looked like?
First of all, every single developer that can handle PSSR should stand in a row. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And Mark Cerny comes in there with a pistol and starts shooting every single one of them. Unless they can answer him why in the fuck they can't handle PSSR.
Yeah.
If they can handle it, bang.
Yeah.
Try again next time. And he just goes around and does it to every single developer that is just too lazy to fucking figure it out. That should have been the beginning of it.
Oh shit.
Nah, but for real, like I said, I wanted to hear a developer that had problems with it and how they handle it more than I wanted to hear Insomniac talk about it.
Of all people,
bro. Yeah. Like, come on, Insomniac didn't even need PSSR. The game was fucking amazing as is.
Oh, yeah.
It's some of the other developers that needed it very badly.
Yep.
So yeah, well, what did I want to hear else? I didn't want to hear nothing about a PS6 yet. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
To me, that sounded more like an advertisement for next generation than it is what we're doing right now.
Yeah, an excuse. Well, this is all great for the PS6. I would have just said, you don't understand how this is going to grow console gaming in the future. That's all I would have said. You know what I'm saying? I would have said, like you said, PS6.
Yeah, they already telling you what the fucking architecture is going to be called and shit.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro.
Yeah. We're not being negative Nancy's here. We're just, in looking at this, there's always room for improvement. We don't want to do what the bots do. The bots go find RDX members and argue with them. We're not doing that shit here. Like, yeah, you could have done better. I don't know. You want to know the biggest takeaway that I got from all this was, because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think this sit down as far as explaining stuff to me did not help me at all. What opened my eyes more than this to what was going on with PSSR was the little excerpt that Cat Farrell dude did on Call of Duty. This whole little thing didn't do nothing for me. The biggest takeaway I got, Cold Blood, and I wanted to know what you thought about this, is as I listened to Oliver ask them questions, I got a sense that he wasn't able to ask everything that he wanted. But even the things that he was allowed to ask and the way he was asking them, I think this dude.
Wait, before you say it. Mark Cerny avoided everything and let the fucking developer talk.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He always says, this dude can explain it to you. I am not as well versed on it. Mm-hmm. And it's like he's not well versed in everything. Or what the fuck did you do? Mm-hmm. what happened? That's why I said I am disappointed that Oliver didn't ask him, "Are you an imposter?" Like it would have been so. At least it would have been fucking funny. Yeah, the interview.
Yeah.
But fuck, man, like this is a downgraded Mark Cerny, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I understand he just started learning that shit. I understand that, but fucking hell.
No,
he was so much better with the road to PS5. He explained it so much better.
You know what I think that
what he does with the Pro.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the him playing on his I don't really that was a cop out. He knows more. Like I know more, and I could have better explained in more detail what was going on. What he was trying to do was he was trying to explain away the criticism that PSSR was getting and the fact that people were like, we're not getting an explanation. And you remember there's certain parts of that.
Yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely.
Yeah. That's what he was.
That was my major problem.
Yeah. That's what he was doing. And when it came time for the specifics that he didn't want to talk about, he deferred to Insomniac. Why? Because like you said, Insomniac is the best example of how PSSR is being approached. Next to, honestly, Treyarch. I don't know why Treyarch wasn't there. All you got to do is call Satya, and Satya, he's sending them in a spaceship. He don't give a fuck about, what the Xbox community is going to think. He's sending them motherfuckers in a spaceship.
Hell yeah. They're going to sell more Call of Duty.
Yeah, bro, thank you. I'm sending Treyarch out that bitch. And I hope PlayStation wasn't as snooty as, no, we don't want an Xbox developer here. They had the best approach outside of your internal studios because look, everybody knows, like, come on, y'all. We all know that with PSSR, we know that all the Sony studios are going to knock it out of the park. We know that. What we don't know is our Dragon Dogmas, our Space Marine 2s, our Grand Theft Autos, the external games. How are they going to handle it? And that's where you get Treyarch up in that bitch.
Man, imagine they had Rockstar there.
Oh my God. Yeah, come on, man.
How much more attention they would have gotten if Rockstar started to show you off PSSR with GTA 6.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Yep.
But no, they had to have the dude that already has the perfect marks on his test for PSSR over there tell you the same shit we already know.
That was Mark, yeah. That was just Mark Cerny. That was him, to me, the way, after looking at all that, it came across as Mark Cerny saying to people, how dare you question me, but not having the answers. You know what I'm saying? Like, not, or I won't say not having them, not willing to provide the answers, but blaming it on we're trying to garner knowledge for PS6, which I think was bad messaging. You say we're trying to make console gaming better. Like, it was great that they talked about the AMD stuff, right? I mean, probably not in the sleep depravity, the sleep inducing details that he does, but you could have said, look, man, PSSR isn't it. We got a suite of technologies, kind of like NVIDIA. They got DLSS, they got frame gen, reflex, all, you know what I'm saying? We got a suite of shit too. And look, all this stuff in culmination, once it rolls out and it becomes, integral in gaming, it's going to make the future of gaming like fantastic. I'm not even talking about PlayStation 6. I don't even mention it, because I can guarantee you, and we've already heard grumblings of this in like small form, there is a PSSR 2.0. And I bet you Rockstar has it. That's my they have it already. There's just this initial version of 1.0 that they're using to collect as much data as they can on. And I think the reason why Mark Cerny's upset. He's mad because we're questioning him, which is throwing off what he wants to do, which is, and this is where you got to be careful with nerds, programming nerds, because I used to have one that worked for me, very smart guy, but these programming nerds, they think the data is more important than the customer, right? Like, I had a guy that would build all of our databases, and the way that he would build the databases, they weren't user friendly. And I had to keep breaking it down to him like, bro, you got to make this more user friendly. Well, if you make it more user friendly, then, we the programmers don't have this data and it's harder for us to do the problem. So I said, that's just the challenge that we have to go through. But you don't make a program. The purpose of the program is to make it user friendly. If that's the case, then why don't you just, fuck a UI, fuck a graphic interface, just have people coding all day. You make a program to make it user friendly. And I think that this is my opinion, I think Mark Cerny thinks that, so what if a couple of PlayStation PSSR games come out worse? Play them. Give us the data. It's going to make PSSR grow faster and become better faster.
Whoa.
That's, yep.
Not at $700, motherfucker.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
Fuck him.
And I think he was pissed that he was challenged on that. I think he was pissed about that. Because you saw the part where he was like, they knew about some of the deficiencies, but they didn't challenge the developers on them. They didn't go back to the developers and say, you know what? We know there's some deficiencies that's going to require, because we're throwing this on top after a game is developed, it's going to require you to go. They didn't mandate that. They just let the developers do what they wanted with it. And the deficiencies weren't that bad. Like, again, Treyarch proved that all you had to do was go back and wrap the code around PSSR. That's all you had to do. And he didn't force that because he wants the data. I'm telling you, man, this dude that used to work for me, his name is TW. And that's, I'm going to just use his initials. One of the smartest people that I've ever met in my life, but he was not a customer guy. And I always had to step in and get him to do customer related shit, because he was never a customer guy. He always programmed these databases and these programs to where they were so fucking complicated that they were giving people nosebleeds. Like, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, bro, you can't do this like this. You got to do, And Mark Cerny reminds me of those stubborn, nerdy guys that thinks the data prevails over everything. No, if you're gonna, like you said, you're gonna sell this product at $700, you better find a balance. Get the data and make it user friendly. And part of that user friendliness is you either mandate that people come up with wraparounds for the code, or you don't activate, or the pro enhancement doesn't go out. Because look what it's done. It you know, even if it's momentary, even if they learned their lesson, it made PSSR look worse than what it is. Even people that are pro PlayStation people, when they were seeing those pro updates, they were getting nervous. It wasn't worth the risk. That's what I think this conversation, why I say most of it was fruitless, except for I think the biggest takeaway for me, besides learning that, you know, Mark Cerny was in a tizzy, and nothing against Mark Cerny as far as his intelligence and his capabilities. I totally believe in Mark Cerny. I just think that he got a little bit besides himself, and he prioritized the data over the consumer. And he's like, how dare you challenge me? And he brings in his Insomniac guy. How dare you challenge PSSR? Just let it be as it is. Look at Insomniac's going to break it down to you. Nah, fuck that. No. We know that the PlayStation people are going to knock this out of the park. We want to know what the remedies are for these third-party people that are doing this haphazardly. That's the problem. And that's where you should have had Treyarch up there. But for some reason, it wasn't Xbox. Trust me. Phil has no say. The only person that would have rejected that would have been Phil, because they talked openly to Digital Foundry. The only person that would have rejected that would have been Phil from the Xbox side. Phil does not have any say anymore, all right? He just signs off on shit at this moment. He's still trying to keep his job, as far as I'm concerned. So I wonder if PlayStation said, no, we don't. How dare we dirty our stage? We don't want to. We don't want to get anything in Mark Cerny's Beach Boy cut. We don't want to frizz it up too much. Have him sit next to a dirty Xbox Treyarch person. But like they always say, fuck around and found out. I think, you know, in the long run, PlayStation 5 is going to be PlayStation 5 Pro is going to be fine. We just saw with the Space Marine 2, it is more than adequate. It's better than FSR2 when it's applied properly. It's just that, you know, you never forsake the consumer. You fucked around and you found out, and hopefully you learned your lesson quick. You know. But let's go to the chat. Let's see what the chat says about all this. Let's see. He says that came after Mark Cerny called them out, Digital Foundry, and he said devs not hitting 60 is a red herring. And competent devs with the right TV, you feel no frame drops, they're right to change tune now. More like 6%, but I feel like you, EA, Ubisoft, and Bloober have an excellent track record. Saber builds on Xbox, don't know why, but Xbox Series X was lead console. Yeah, I mean, it might be less than 10%. 10% most. You know, when I would calculate, I mean, this shit is moving so fast, Old Man Guru Gaming, that in one moment for me it was 6, then it shot up to 8, and then it would drop back down to 6, and then, you know, they're adding games rapidly. And then when I had did a calculation about a week or so ago, it was like closer to 10. It was like between 8 and 10%. But yeah, it's a success rate of 9. And just to be safe about it, I just rounded up to 10. It has a 90% success rate. So that's not bad. But again, you as the gamer, you got to guess. Holy shit, are the games that I want to play in that 10% for one, and for two, it didn't have to, it should have been a 0%. Why? Because one, you have lazy devs. You have lazy devs. Look, y'all know I was an Ubisoft fanboy. I don't even want to talk about them because of the sleazy shit that they're doing with Tencent. We'll say that for another day. But y'all know that I like open world games and a lot of shit that they do. And y'all know how I feel about Massive. I know they're a competent developer when put under the right circumstances instead of participating in sleazy shit, right? But I'm gonna tell you this much. With Star Wars Outlaws, as far as the gameplay was concerned, and with Avatar, they were on some sleazy shit by directions of Ubisoft. Why do I say that? When it comes to Avatar, I don't know what Star Wars Outlaws patch looks like, by the way. But I can tell you with Avatar, the game bombed, right? It bombed. It didn't reach I won't say it bombed. It didn't reach expectations. It did bad. Didn't reach expectations. Because it stayed on NPD for a lot longer than I expected. But this was Ubisoft saying to themselves, oh, we can double dip on this bitch. For all the people that didn't get it before, they got these PlayStation 5 Pros. They're going to be excited and they're going to rebuy this game. So yeah, let's just get a patch out there. And they saw that shimmying and shimmering and all that shit was having a seizure, for crying out loud. And they do nothing about it. They said, okay, put the patch out there. And then you couldn't remove the PSSR, so you had a worse game. They didn't care, man. They didn't fucking care. If you already bought the game, they didn't care. You already bought the game. What you gonna do, return it? It's too late now. They simply did that. They were just thinking about the new people and thought that the new people maybe had one good pupil and wouldn't notice the shimmering, or they just didn't give a fuck. They did enough, which was very little because PlayStation didn't mandate a whole lot. And they fucked up the game. Jedi Fallen Survivor. Come on now. That game's been a problem since day one. We know same applied there. Oh, people, well, we could double dip. What you gonna do about the game? Those that you already have it. If you already bought it and you're just playing it on your new console, but you bought it before you got the console, they're thinking about the people that ain't bought it yet, that just bought a PlayStation 5 Pro. I can't speak for Blue or whatever, but there's, from what I see, it's lazy development. And what explains it? Watch the Call of Duty, go to DF Clips and watch that clip of Cat Farrell, I forget his real name, Tom something, when he talks about how Treyarch broke down that, hey, we were having this problem, but we fixed it in half a day. And here's what the problem is. Now, why Mark Cerny couldn't do that? I don't know. I seriously doubt it was because Xbox was not willing to send them out. These motherfuckers are jumping out of their skin to tell you that their games are going to be pro enhanced. Satya just told you what it means to be an Xbox game. I'm going to redefine. I don't play games, but I'm going to redefine right here because I am the fucking control. I'm going to tell you, you're an Xbox gamer. Kid Smooth, this is for you, motherfucker. You're an Xbox gamer as long as you got a flip phone. That's all it takes. Don't care about graphics, nothing else. 30 frames per second rules. He don't care. He would shot put those motherfuckers out there. If he could throw them to the PlayStation themselves out of his own bare hands, he would have done it. I would have had Treyarch on that stage, man. And look, again, PlayStation kept their fucking lights on. They would have seen Mark Cerny and probably kissed his feet and hugged his ankles and shit. Oh, thank you so much. Pass this to, pass this to the board at Sony. Thank you guys. Kept their fucking lights on because everybody else finessed their game on PC and particularly Xbox. So PlayStation would have sat down or Treyarch would have sat down and broke it down for them however which way it needed to be. But again, I keep cautioning Sony. And I love Oliver. This is what I think y'all should do with Oliver. He's bigger than Digital Foundry. The way he handled that interview, even though I could tell there was just certain things he wasn't allowed to ask, his professionalism and his relatability to the consumer, you could tell he wanted to say things, but then he was like dancing around his words because they probably preemptively told him, you can't ask us about this. But he understands. He pushed back where he could. You could tell he was pushing back where he could. And, he was, trying to give Mark Cerny some lumps, and Mark Cerny kept deferring to the Insomniac head. If I am Sony, here's what I'm doing. Because Sony clearly, when it comes to this shit, they want to rely on Digital Foundry. But if you rely on an external group to spread the message of your platform, why not preemptively know what they're going to say before. It's like they don't know what they're going to say about it and the impact that it's going to have. I'm pulling Oliver to the side. Hey, look, bro, you love our platform, don't you? And you love talking about this shit. How would you like a job with us? Looking over particular games, being part of our certification process. You know, we'll create a department around you. You'll look over our certification process, and we'll, the chief officer or whatever, or chief management lead of external.
Brother.
Uh-huh.
They already got a job with Sony. That mention alone of Digital Foundry when Mark Sony was giving his presentation was already a fucking dead giveaway. They are on payroll over there.
Yeah. But what's going on when they're which they should? If your shit ain't performing well, they're calling it out. So why are you giving them? I told you that. Well, why are you giving them so much power when in advance you know they're going to shit on something? Then you get mad when it's shitted on. It's like you're giving power to people that you don't understand the influence that they have. It's like they don't get it. Or they get it, but then they don't. It doesn't make sense to me. And I think they can handle it best by getting someone in there that can decipher, hey, look, man, if we release this way, my old colleagues, they're going to have a field day with this shit, especially the Alex Bugaga. Oh, my God. You might rub one off live on air and shit. Alex, what do you think about this? 1 minute. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I'm ready. Woo.
Wait.
Okay.
Does he have the same collection like, oh no, it's Alex?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Hold on. Alex is hunched over at the moment. We'll get back to him in a minute, but Richard, can you tell us how, Yeah. Bro, like if I'm Mark, I'm paying that dude Oliver, and he is, don't make him a spokesperson. He should be totally internal. Or when you're doing presentations, Mark, do it with him so he can break down what's happening and why. Because even though you are the brains of the operation, Mark, you don't know how to make this relatable. And you also need somebody, Mark, that's going to check you and say, okay, we see what you want to do and how and why, but here's where it's going to be a problem. And maybe we should try this instead, because we rely heavy on Digital Foundry for whatever reason. And I'm letting you know, I know how they will operate. Once they get a hold of this is going to be bad. That was the most evident thing to me. They need Oliver there, or they need an Oliver-esque type there at Digital Foundry as part of their, I would say high profile game release, assurance team or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, who gives a fuck if Infinity Nikki runs at 2 less frames than on Xbox, right? If it were coming on Xbox, who gives a fuck? But
I was about to say, you mean it runs 0 FPS on Xbox?
But Space Marine. Oh no, we got to work on this. Yeah, this is how it's gonna look, and this is what their communication is gonna be like. And I wouldn't, and someone like that, don't reduce him down to doing damage control. That's why I said he should only come out and talk to the consumer about capabilities. Don't have them go out and, like, if a bad patch comes out, then you send Oliver out there to try to do damage control. Don't reduce them down to that, because when people do damage control, companies always forget about a certain aspect, and then you're gonna attack this guy's credibility. No, don't do that to him. Bring him in for his insight, his knowledge, and his connection to what Digital Foundry's looking for, and I would pay him awardingly, because you guys are relying on him so much. You rely on them so much, and it seems like you don't understand what the end result's going to be. It doesn't make any sense. You just expect them to say, oh, you PlayStation good, Xbox bad. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. Especially with Alex Bugaga there, man. That dude he's waiting, man. Fucking Astro Glide. The Astro Glide. Oh, cracked open and ready to go. Oh, I need a minute. He says they're gonna hire Oliver. Watch, I see it coming. They better, dude. That would be the best thing that PlayStation could do as far as getting someone to stop the process of the Hiroki Totoki and Herman Holtz corrosion. Again, PlayStation is built to where a particular person or two can't fuck them up like how Phil is fucking up Xbox. No. Jack Trenton explained that, but they're going to cause some heartache. They're definitely going to cause some heartache. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. All right. Okay, all right. So let's see here. It says free money, parts, and roulette cards are live on GT7 if you play GT7. All right. All right, let's move on to the final part. Let's wrap this up. And let's talk about Monster Hunter Wilds. Why do I have both of those up there? I'm going to be honest with you. Monster Hunter Wilds was not one of the games that I was checking for. Like it just wasn't it's not my cup of tea, you know, but I saw some gameplay and then I watched a presentation on my lunch break today and I was mightily impressed. Here, let's put some of this gameplay up here for you. It's real quick. Okay, there we go. All right, let's play this gameplay. It's actually 60 frames per second, and it impressed me. Here we go. Hold on, let me pause it because.
Now you're impressed about me. What the fuck?
Yeah, and look, even though the fighter seems to be like slow in their movement, that's the fighter and the weapon that they had. Hold on, didn't want to sneeze on air. Yeah, but still, the fight looks dope. Like it just, and the thing that really like changed it for me is this is the first time I've seen 60 frames per second gameplay. There is a PlayStation 5 Pro mode coming. So that also sounds promising as well. But I'm not the resident expert here on Monster Hunter Wilds or Monster Hunter period. My brother is, so I got to ask him. Did you see the release specs or the target specs for this thing?
You mean 1080p 60?
Yeah, the 1080p 60, but it was like, it was an impressive, like, for the quality mode. It was damn well close to 4K being rendered up to 4K. So I thought that was impressive. Let me see if I can. I was like, whoa,
bro! I played the beta and was impressed already. So, like I said, for me, you really didn't have to sell me on the game. It would have been a day one anyway. All I'm asking is just don't fuck up the PlayStation 5 Pro version of it. And if you do, please have a toggle so I can turn that shit off.
Yeah.
Because I really don't want to wait till they actually fix the game. That would be devastating, and I would regret my PS5 Pro purchase right now.
Oh no, I would. That would be awful if they, for this game, have a patch that doesn't work for one, because this isn't. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's late in production, but I'm pretty sure like. PlayStation didn't just come up with this game. I mean, come up with the PlayStation 5 Pro a couple of months ago. They've been working on this for some time. So I would assume that because it's going to be Pro enhanced, that, you know, maybe the last year or so of development, they were working with the PlayStation Pro settings. So it shouldn't be, even though it's Capcom and, you know, there's resource heavy stuff going on usually in their games. I would hope that PlayStation understands the importance of a game like that, you know, not being like a Silent Hill or anything at all, like how horrible that would be for the future of the PS5 Pro. So I'm confident, but I'm looking at these I'm confident, but we'll see. I'm looking at these specs. And like the quality mode, It's being rendered up from 3072 by 1728. I mean, that's pretty damn close to 3840 by 2160. That's crazy. The 60 frames mode is being rendered up from 1080, which I don't think is bad. It's not, it's, you know, I don't think it's bad. It's not like these 720p games, you know, that we're seeing.
Well, they already tell you frame rate might drop in high load situation.
Oh, yes. What's that? Oh, yeah. Frame rate. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see that. It says upscaling is supported, but yeah. So we'll see. It depends on how much it'll drop. But, and of course, the definitive version, you know, on console should be PlayStation 5 Pro version, where I'm expecting to see, you know, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth type of, you know, performance modes or higher. That would be awesome. And I would expect that this one is where this isn't the developer just creating a patch and sending it to Sony for certification. This is one where Sony engineers are like literally sitting there, not going to sleep, taking 15 minutes for lunch, getting to look like a look like a first party you know, patched game. You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of like what we were saying before. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Jason Schreier right now behind the corner, like, did I hear crunch?
Yeah, you got to do it in this case, man. You got to do it. And I'm not a fan of crunch, and I don't think you need like even several months of crunch, but that final month, man, yeah, that's where you're ordering pizzas. Motherfuckers is getting 4 hours of sleep, 15-minute lunch breaks. Gotta do. Yeah.
Whoa. I gotta call out someone in chat, bro.
Uh-oh.
So, social joins, you are hella mistaken if you think Monster Hunter has no pull whatsoever. You gotta be crazy.
Yeah, that's not true. That's not true.
You know how many copies Monster Hunter World sold? I want to know if he knows.
Yeah,
because that is.
He won't look it up.
that is a statement I can let slide.
Nah, bruh. Social joins. They sent the developers out for what's the space game? The Dead Space remake. What was the name of that game? Callisto Protocol, bruh. They did that for Callisto Protocol. If they're gonna send the devs out, if they're gonna send the tech team out for the Callisto Protocol, yeah, do yourself a favor, like Cold Blood said. Go check out how many copies of Monster Hunter World was sold. Just check out Monster Hunter on PlayStation, period, my friend. Just check it out, and you'll see why the tech team will, you know, if there are any problems, there may not be problems, but the tech team would be out there for Monster Hunter. There's a lot of pull. Yeah, they were out there for Callisto Protocol, and simply all it took was Callisto Protocol to be graphically and visually impressive, and Sony just desired that when that Digital Foundry review happened, that Callisto Protocol, you know what I'm saying, looked and performed best. That's all it took. We know how Callisto Protocol ended up being. They did it just for the graphical showcase nature of it.
Brother, he ain't gonna tell us how many it sold, so I'm gonna tell you.
He will go, oops.
Almost 21 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right.
You're telling me it has no pull? You gotta be crazy. What game does sell that much?
Mm. Yep.
Not many.
You want the definitive
Bro, Monster Hunter
version.
no, look, Monster Hunter back in the day, yes, I would have agreed with you.
Yeah.
Back in the day was fucking niche.
Yeah.
When World came out, bro, oh my
Mhm.
god. It just exploded.
Yep. True.
And saying every Capcom game is not true.
Mm-hmm.
That is your perception of Capcom games probably was soured by one game, that is Dragon's Dogma 2. But Dragon's Dogma was always a niche game. Like we never expected it to sell fucking crazy numbers.
Mm-hmm.
But Monster Hunter is a different beast now. Holy shit! And these Sony whatever they're called that helped them out with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
They better be on that game. I'm telling you. Not just for the Pro, for the normal PlayStation.
Oh yeah, because there's more.
It has to. It has to run smoothly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Because you want to sell that game, trust me.
Yep. Yeah, you can't just say, well, I mean, yeah, it runs janky on the base, but if you get you a Pro, like, yeah, it's there's not going to be a lot of people that are going to pay $700 just to play a smooth version. They'll just get it somewhere else. You know, but you want the best place to be on it. You know. So. All right. But yeah, I thought that game.
Yeah. Wait, but I'm with T Harris. Like, yeah, where's the Pro numbers? Because this is not the Pro numbers, right?
I don't think they had Pro numbers. They mentioned it in the video. They tell you, they just say there's going to be a PlayStation 5 Pro patch. Like when you get to the Pro part here, there is no Pro numbers. They just talk about it. They say, yeah, there's going to be a PlayStation 5 Pro. They talk about it briefly. They say there's going to be a PlayStation 5 Pro patch. They don't give you a lot of details on it now. When is it coming out? Is it January or March?
No, February.
Oh, okay. I got both of them.
It's gonna absolutely rip Assassin's Creed apart. I can tell you right now.
It's gonna. Monster Hunter Worlds is gonna be the best-selling game. Now, I don't know how close Assassin's Creed, because Assassin's Creed is looking good, but it's not gonna touch Monster Hunter Wilds, but it might do okay. I don't know how close they are together.
Way too close.
It is, yeah. There's. I mean, Monster Hunter's Wild has a huge following, but there are some people that don't like. It's not for them, and I can see them. Assassin's Creed still getting good numbers. Kind of like, I would say that's not a good example. Well, Marvel Rivals to. I mean, it will be nowhere as high, but Marvel Rivals to Path of Exile, where they both were, they both had good numbers, but Path of Exile was king. I think you'll have a Path of Exiles to Stalker 2 situation, possibly with Assassin. Well, it'll still do good, you know what I mean? But it's not going to touch Monster Hunter Wilds. And I think those two games are just going to suck the oxygen out of everything else. Like anything else that comes out at that time is done for. So, Oh, any other?
I kind of
Go
I kind of feel bad for Kingdom Come Deliverance too. To be in the same month as that.
Like maybe they should push that back to the summer. That'd be a great summer game.
Nah, but in the summer, a lot of people don't buy games.
Yeah.
Because most of the time they are on vacation or doing something else, bro.
Yeah.
Like, nah.
Good.
I mean, it has to be spring or fucking fall. Those are the months where most people are gaming. Well, and winter, I guess.
When did Stellar Blade come out though? I feel like Stellar Blade came out like May.
May.
Yeah, so I think like
just barely before summer
or April. That came out like April 26th. So April between April and June. If that game came out, I think it would do very well. I think it would do very well. You know. Oh, excuse me.
I'ma get it. Like I can play multiple games. I have no problem with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. We got a very interesting beginning of the 2025, man. Yeah, it's whew. And if I'm telling you, if GTA, which I doubt, if GTA makes that 2025 schedule, like nobody better ever come out and shit. Like they better wrap it up by like August. Don't come out after August, because you will get swallowed alive. So, any other thoughts, brother, before we get up out of here?
So, we didn't do our weekly checkup. You know what I mean, right?
You talking about James? What's his name?
Yeah.
James.
Deteriorating mental health.
Yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing out there. Like he doesn't. Hold on. He says perfect things. Oh yeah, for the screen capture, I'm gonna be all over that. He says, is this coming to PlayStation? I was looking for that for the actual. Beginning of the show, and there was really nothing out there today. Both Microsoft and AMD have issued lower guidance for upcoming earnings and following the indicating significant decline in hardware, yet it continues to express hope for Xbox consoles. Oh yeah, you talking about Astro? Yeah, that dude is a joke. There's really nothing out there. Plume Gaming, Xbox is the best console experience. Yeah, like I said, they're rocking back and forth. We already covered this yesterday with Harris talking about he gonna put hands on the round table. And he didn't have anything out there. He must be on vacation or something. That's cool. Yeah. I even tried checking Oliver Darko. Oliver didn't have anything either, except for the one Banking Republic that said Microsoft made the right choice by making Indiana Jones exclusive to Xbox. That's the only thing he had. Yeah, not a lot out there. And then he had the Jason Ronald article, which, and that's still amazing to me on so many levels. Anything else?
No, but I might do a stream.
Oh, okay. Ooh. All right, y'all. Well, that is the show for today. Thank you guys very much for coming through. We appreciate it. Thank you for the likes. Don't forget, we still got 11 days before the end of the month. So if you guys want to make me play in a torture stream for Foamy Friday, or if you guys want to kick off any of the giveaways, check out our member goals. They are They are right here. Those are our member goals. Yeah. And Cold Blood might do a stream, so just be on the lookout for that. And we will see you guys later. Until next time, have a wonderful gaming day. Peace.
So